got a couple quick articles. It is the weekend, and news in general, both gaming and otherwise, is usually a little bit weak on the weekend. So I only got 3 articles, but you never know. It might be some yappage today. You never know. First off, we are still reeling, and I am still glad that Astrobot is the game of the year. But I saw this article, and I saw the headline, and I thought, yo, this quote is interesting because, like, me and a bunch of other people who are like in the games and gaming have been saying the exact same thing forever. We like for forever, since this whole trend came out of nowhere where developers said, yo, what if, hear me out, what if every fucking game is 1,000 hours long, has 100 things to do, has a big ass open world full of nothing? Let's just get rid of linear games altogether. Nobody likes those. Astrobot comes out, proves literally every one of those statements wrong. As Astrobot emerges as a 2024 GOTY, aka Game of the Year, frontrunner, its director says 12 to 15 hours of condensed fun beats 40 hours with parts you, quote, feel like skipping. We're gonna scroll down and read. Oh shoot. God damn it. I hate scrolling on a browser with a mouse so much. Astrobot director Nicolas Duche, I don't know how to pronounce that. My fault if I'm mispronouncing that. But my boy Nicky D says he'd rather play short bursts of pure fun than spend dozens of hours playing a game that has parts you'd rather skip. This is something, hold on, let me get my clap it up button out. It's gonna take a second to start clapping, but this is something that literally every breathing game, there we go. Literally every breathing gamer believes in. The average age of a gamer is over 30. You know what people over 30, at arguably 20 in some cases, you know what they don't have? A fuck ton of time. But you know what they do have the ability to do? They do have the ability to say, okay, I got some free time. Because some people over 30, they got a bunch of things. They got work, they got kids, other types of obligations, such as like partners, maybe going to chill with their friend groups and stuff like that. And sometimes you just want to sit back and you got 20 to 30 minutes out of your day to enjoy a game before you fall asleep with the controller in your hand and your lap. And I'm not gonna lie, when you gotta sit up and sweat on a game like Fortnite or something like that, that reality makes gaming less and less fun, man. It really does. So a game like this, amazing. The sequel to the underrated platform gem, Astro's Playroom, which I haven't played, and I'm gonna play that right before I play Astrobot, whatever the fuck I get that, which is bundled into all PS5s as a purchase bonus, launched this week to absolutely stellar reviews, which we looked at the other day, 9s and 10s across the board. The lowest score was a 9. So when I say 9s and 10s across the board, I mean it. I was seeing 9.4s, 10s. For how much people are digging this game is by I think the most efficient way I can express just how much people are digging this game is by pointing out how many reviews compared to Super Mario Bros. I mean, you just don't invoke that name unless you mean serious business. In serious business, these critics memes. Our own 5 out of 5-star Astrobot review says the sequel soars above and beyond Astro's Playroom to serve up a near perfect platformer to rival and possibly surpass the best of Super Mario's mushrooms. I was already sold on this game and was excited to dive in this weekend. But these last comments from Duche, these last comments from Nicky D from an interview with Bloomberg, reputable source, have me straight buzzing for Astrobot. Any frequent reader of mine, okay, yeah, you're just yapping. Okay, having something that's 12 to 15 hours of condensed funds where there wasn't 5 minutes in which you felt it was long or lacking is much more valuable than 40 hours when you have some moments that you feel like skipping. What do I always say? I get tired of playing these 40-hour games where half the fucking game is you walking from mission to mission. Why? Why do I have to do this boring ass walk from mission to mission? It's no type of talking. It's just a bunch of shit in the open world that there's no consequence for reacting, for interacting with or not interacting with. I hate that shit. That's one of the number one reasons why I said I don't like Ghost of Tsushima. I'ma stand on my motherfucking hill and I'ma die on that bitch. Ghost of Tsushima is not no great game, bro. Ghost of Tsushima is an average action adventure game. That shit's not great. I played that. Y'all can look on my channel. I played it, bro. I swear to God, if I wasn't streaming Ghost of Tsushima, I wouldn't have had fun with it. Like if I was just sitting in the crib playing Ghost of Tsushima, I wouldn't have had no fun with it. Like that game's not fucking fun. Most of that game is you walking from point A to B on your little boring bitch ass horse, just doing this. This is most of the game right here. Just doing this. You might see an enemy camp that you could get off and you could fight a couple people at, but then you gotta get back on the horse. That shit is not fun. I don't care what nobody says. And the navigation in that game is not that good. It's not as bad as like a Wukong, but it's not that fucking good. That dumb, like, please stop trying to, like, dear game developers, stop trying to be inventive with shit that you don't need to be inventive with. Y'all like, don't get me started on Ghost of Tsushima. That game is not fucking great. I got like 4 or 5 hours into that game. Y'all can go back and look at all the videos of me playing that shit. If I wasn't streaming it and I wasn't able to talk through the whole experience, wouldn't have been fun. Said to thunderous applause from me and my cats. Being able to be okay with that goes in some way to keep things under control, which yes, let me clap it up. Yes. As I always say, the number one thing video games are supposed to do are be entertaining. You don't have to tell, like, I love me as The Last of Us. I love me as The Walking Dead. In spurts. I don't want to play Telltale's The Walking Dead every day. I don't want to play The Last of Us every day. I love those games for what they are, but I don't want to play that shit every day. After I experience the story, I'm cool. And even with something like Astrobot, after I experience the story, I'm cool. I'm good. I don't have to go back and replay it, but the game is fucking fun. Another core design tenet of Astrobot, according to Duche, who spoke with VGC in a separate it fills a gap missing since PlayStation Studios went from making cartoon games to mature hyper-realistic games. Again, like I just said, I love The Last of Us. I love Telltale's The Walking Dead, but I don't want to play that shit. Every game does not have to be that, bro. Every game does not have to be Telltale's The Walking Dead. Jesus Christ. And you know what? I quite like that as well, even though you can argue games like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and Astro Playrooms itself were already partially filling that gap. Yes, let's clap it up for this man. Another thing I want to say, because I don't get that many views, so I'm gonna just pretend that I'm a consultant for Sony in case any up and coming game developers are seeing this. Dear game developers of the future, I'm manifesting that future game developers will see this. Dear game developers of the future, we want to have fun when we play our games. Some people have fun playing sweatfest ass shitty games like Valorant. That's cool. But that is not the majority. The majority of humans walking the earth do not want to play Valorant. The majority of humans walking the earth do not want to play The Last of Us. They want to play Astro's Playroom. They just want to have fun. They don't want to do all this extra shit. They just want to have fun, man. Clap it up for this. Clap it up for Big Mikey D. Sony, my advice to you, Sony, manifesting that y'all see this video gets a million views. I'm manifesting. Let the developers who made this, let them cook. There should be Astrobot 2 or technically Astrobot 3. Don't even number the series. Don't connect it, none of that. The next entry in this freaking franchise, make it a PlayStation 6. Make it a PlayStation 6, launch title. And the studio who's doing this, give them room. Let them cook. Do not stand there with your dick on their back, nose on their shoulder. What you doing? What does that line of code do? What you doing with that mouse? Did you take your break yet? Nah, you don't have to take it if you don't want to. Just mark down on that piece of paper that you took it for legal reasons. No, give them space and let them cook. If they've been able to cook up a 10 out of 10 for you like this, there's no way, there's no reason that they wouldn't be able to cook up another 10 out of 10 for you. It's just that simple. And like I said, I wanted to do a compliment sandwich type of thing. Well, actually, I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. Some bad news, man. Some Concord owners are having troubles getting refunds. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, the day of which I am streaming this, aka the day of which I'm recording this, is Friday, September the 6th, 2024. Really 6th of September, but you know, semantics. September 6th, 2024. Today is the last day that anybody was able to play Concord. Meaning, if you bought Concord on CD, you now have a rare collector's item because you have what is literally an unplayable game as of right now. That game on disc is literally worthless if you want to play it. Its only worth currently is as a collector's item. That being said, Sony was offering refunds, and come to find out, niggas wasn't even getting their refunds. So not only did you not get a game that you were waiting on, you didn't even get the fucking refunds you asked for. Let's read on. Some Concord owners have faced issues trying to return their physical copies of the game to GameStop and Target. The problem appears to be isolated incidents rather than indicators of a nationwide pattern. Concord shuttered its servers on September 6th, which is today, with Sony previously promising everybody who purchased the game would be eligible to receive a refund. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if this article is good, because that headline is really misleading. It makes it sound like Sony wasn't giving niggas refunds, but this is another thing about getting physical games. If you have that copy of Concord and you have trouble refunding it, keep it. Like I said, I promise you, it's going to be a collector's item that's going to be worth something one day. Sad day in gaming, man. Sad to see. And I'm never going to stop saying it. Concord was killed. But let's read some more positive news. Surprise! Surprise! Spectre Divide just dropped its ranked mode early. Now, this blah blah blah. Can you download it? When I got the chance to play Spectre Divide before it launched, I thought it had a strong but not guaranteed chance of success. Its duality mechanic, which is interesting, which lets you control two bodies at once. People saying that is kind of misleading, because with this game, you're not necessarily controlling two bodies at once, as in at the same time. Basically, you're able to switch back and forth between the bodies. So like you have a little hockey puck that you could throw across the arena, and you could switch back and forth between the two bodies. So it's not at the exact same time, but like that, like I said, they got to find a better description, because that's not really a good one. Which lets you control two body is one of the most novel I've seen in recent FPS games. You mean novel in a good way or a bad way? That could be scary news. It's one of the most novel I've seen in recent FPS games, and core elements like map design and gunplay seem just as tight as the genre as Valorant or Counter-Strike, which I heard is a myth. It shoots more like Apex/COD. It's a fucking game out. That's what I care about. It's all pretty blah 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 blah. As mentioned, is live right now in the free-to-play FPS game. However, you will need to have played at least 5 casual games. Okay, so let's open up EGS and let's open up Steam and see if this is downloadable right now. Because if it is, I'll download it in the background while I play Quidditch or whatever I'm going to play today, and we'll see what this game is like. I'll give my first impressions. Store, because it's most likely to be here. SPECTOREBRVRDE. Oh, yep, it is up. It is up. So, next in queue. What the fuck you mean next in queue? Remove this product from your queue to continue to the next item. What? I guess, nigga. I guess I'll put myself in a queue in the background, and let's see if it's on EGS. Hopefully it's on EGS, because I prefer EGS. And no. Spectre the Divide is not on Epic, so I would have to play it in Steam. Gonna be honest, I don't know if I give a fuck about it now. We're gonna exit out of that. So yeah, the ranked mode, I don't want to hear shit else about this game, but the ranked mode for this is now available. So if you wanted to play Spectre Divide, it's a complicated ass process as of right now, but it's kind of available. That being said,